Hello today and welcome back to Sky the Third. We are caught up on doors at the moment, with the exception of, finishing out some of those sun door challenges, but we've viewed all our story doors, so it's time to get back to exploring the fifth plane, to finishing it out. Actually, we need to go to Star Door 8, because that is our furthest checkpoint. Hope you enjoyed Star Door 8. Very memorable one. We finally met Ozzy. We finally got to see the big Oz himself. Which path should I be going down? We got two ways, right? Yeah, we came out of the left path originally. That was a few days ago I did that, so I'm glad I remember. One of these is probably going to lead to maybe an item, maybe another door, perhaps. Nope, this is an item, okay. What do we got here? Emerald bracelet. You're the sister here. Does thou shalt not steal ring any bells? Now that's an awfully big assumption to make on Xseed's part. Because, theoretically, you could have skipped this chest and then come back with Kevin later, and then that message wouldn't be true. Speaking of chest messages, I mean, by the time this video goes out, it will be ancient news. Very, very ancient news, but I feel kind of bad because recently in some of the Sky the Third videos, we've talked a little bit about the chest messages and undoubtedly how big of a role, in this game at least, that Hatsu played in the messages that appear. But it'll be ancient news by the time this goes out, but Hatsu recently left Xseed in the fall of 2018, which is when I'm recording this, which is probably way ahead of schedule when this just published. That's a Templar sword. Didn't stop these grimoires from attacking. So yeah, unfortunately, I made I did some talk about her, and then before those videos even go out, she's already gone from Xseed. Very, well, as a fan, it's a little disappointing, but I hope whatever she does next or is doing now by the time this goes out, I hope she's doing well and she's happy. She's one of our own. She's the reason people like me liked her is because she's a big Falcom nerd. Empty. Someone must have taken the chest phrase that used to be in here. I hope that was worth me getting attacked by this incubus. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that if you weren't keeping track of some of these save file dates, I didn't say those things in previous videos knowing that that was going to happen. That was all by coincidence. Things just turned out that way. Yeah, so this playthrough is really unique in the sense that this is the furthest ahead I think I've ever been. Well, the second chapter ended up getting really far ahead of time. That finished out in upload times in terms of November 2018. I want to say I stopped recording it in July, maybe? That feels about right, early July. But this one, at the rate it's going, if it publishes at the rate I think it will, this one's going to be crazy far ahead of time. I did not even see that monster. That fiend. Attacked the wrong one. Oh cool, Ren's going to get the item bonus. What a ridiculous party member we have. I like playing as Ren though. There is some weird, unique charm about it. It's like, oh, you get to play as Ren now. I need to compile these frickin' chest messages stories. Can't forget when we get to the end of the game. I better not forget. We're still a ways off. Here's our monument, so our boss fight must be right beyond here. I don't know if I needed that, but whatever. Also, over these last few videos when we've been doing these doors, at one point I did stop and start building up some better party members. I customized some orbments and equipment. I made Colonel Richard, former Colonel Richard, into a frickin' glass cannon. His attack stats pretty high. Is that our exit out of this plane? Doesn't look like there's anything standing between us and it either. Time to make a mad dash for the... Wait. What's up? I can smell the distinctive scent of the underworld, and it grows stronger by the second. What? Are we going to get surrounded by magic circles then? No, this isn't going to come from a circle. It's coming from above. What? Spiders? Aw, how cute. They're trying so hard to be intimidating for us, aren't they? These are the 3 gluttonous arcane sisters, kin of the 77 devils featured in the Testaments. They weave nightmares and consume the souls of those who wandered into their labyrinth. So this is what real devils are like, huh? They sure look the part. But they're not going to be enough to stop us. Let's get nasty. Right. That's a great line. Let's get nasty. Very intimidating as hell. Oh, this enemy type, the Shadow Spider. So Shadow Spiders are servants of the Arcane Sisters. I'm probably screwing that up big time. Crawls rapidly and sinks its poisonous fangs into prey. Thalia? They totally have unique names. Greya and Evros. Evros is, well, let's start with the first one. Alright, the eldest. Eldest of the Arcane Sisters causes status with her cold stare. And, let's see. Evros is the second of the 3 sisters, calls for aid when hurt, and screams on death. Youngest of the 3 Arcane Sisters sets an evil swarm of foes and lowers their stats. Well, I'm gonna target you. I don't like the sound of that. Can we chain from here? I hope so. Oh, come on. Oh, they're just out of range. Lame. Alright, then this is what I'll do. Oh, this works. Alright, Richard. Ah, his attacks are so cool. Ries. See if I can aim this thing properly. You know what I didn't do properly, though? Is consider Ren's movement in my build for her. In fact, I'm not sure if I did too much to Ren at all. Probably should have, given that we're going to play as her. Miss me. Alright, that one's preparing arts. There you go, Richard. Miss me, sucker. So that one gonna go for a heal? Is that what it's gonna do? Well, if I do this, is it gonna change targets? It changed to itself. Interesting. Alright. Where's my poison? Here we go. Purging Bomb. Use it on Ren. Curse Eye. Nah, that petrifies, huh? Yeah, that Tyrol was wasted, you stupid idiot. You missed. You should have gone after Ren. But, let's see. We have Softening Bomb, right? Here you go, Ren. This works. Calamity Throw 2. That was a death blow to the Shadow Spider. Very nice. No, the back one is not close enough for Infinity Sparrows. Arc Fencer 2. Alright, Estelle. Let's go with our little hurricane here. Hersai, come on. Oh wait, I think I have, well, it missed, but I think I have a Gorilla Locket on Estelle, so it wouldn't have worked anyway. There we go, 2 down. We got you now. Actually, Ren's attack range is so fucking bad. So you pretty much gotta use her crafts if you want to get range damage with her. So let's look at this information here. Sigma, mother of the Arachne sisters. Calls for aid when injured. Drains vitality when angered. I kind of don't want to give it another turn. Let's see here. I'm going to do a little bit of this. Let's chain. Let's see. Okay, no one will drop below 100 from this.
Let's go.
Oh no, wait. I completely forgot how much this consumes, so Richard did. But I can pop Ren's S-Craft. And this should win the fight for us. This is the one she popped immediately upon our first fight with her atop one of the towers. Yay, Sepith! Our murderous little girl helped us out. But what's up with that last one? That was so unfair. That must have been Sigma, the three sisters' mother. And even she was not able to stop us, thankfully. Look at that. What? That looks like... a sealing stone. But I said we already found all the party members. Another sealing stone, huh? I honestly figured Ren's was gonna be the last. Huh, so I was in a pretty stone like that when you found me too? I feel like a princess in a fairy tale. You kinda were like a little princess, actually. I think this one may actually be different. The other stones had a strange sense of warmth when you held them. Not so for this one. Really? Is it because it has something bad in it? No, instead of the usual warmth, it seems to have a cool, almost divine feel to it. Almost as if it might contain the goddess herself within. Sharp as usual. He's here! Who's that? So you decided to show your face again, did you? The priest is still unconscious, I see. What a shame. I was rather surprised to find out that he can only use his Sigma's power against heretics. Even power of that magnitude is meaningless if it's so limited and has such repercussions. I almost pity him. To tell you the truth, I wasn't expecting you to reach this point so quickly. Your final piece is inordinately capable. Oh? Might you be referring to me? Thanks to you, I ended up having to make my appearance sooner than I was expecting. I suppose I should have expected no less from the host of Grancel's finest tea party. That's very true. Regardless, I came to fulfill a duty, and fulfill it I shall. Think of that stone as a gift for gathering all the pieces scattered throughout Phantasma. It contains not an additional piece, but a rule book of sorts that you may find beneficial. A rulebook? That certainly explains why it feels different compared to the others. Could this mean that you're finally ready to face us head on, rather than continuously taunting us? Whether that time comes is entirely up to you. For now, all I will say is this. On the next game board, all of you will find yourselves face to face with the number of trials to overcome. He's escaping again. Wait a damn minute. Is that all you've got to say? What kind of trials? A variety in all shapes and sizes. Even I will be one of them. You? Really now? I eagerly anticipate seeing whether you are able to overcome them all and make it to me. Don't disappoint me now. Oh. It's almost as if he can't help but try to taunt us. He stays just long enough to say something cryptic, and then leave before elaborating every single time. Oh, I just love those types. Is something wrong, Estelle? Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, we might have got nothing but cryptic teasers out of him, but we do have a new sealing stone to unlock. I think we should head back to the garden and get to it. I agree. I'm quite curious as to just what this rule book is as well. The way it glows is pretty different compared to all the other sealing stones. You're right. I wonder who's going to appear out of it. Chloe? Is something wrong? No, it's just the light radiating from it feels somehow nostalgic. Huh? That comes as no surprise. Who's it gonna be? It's her. What? She looks like someone we've never met, but someone whose words we've read before. I'm so glad I can finally communicate with you like this. I wonder how many hundreds of years it's been since I was last able to hold a true conversation. Your Highness? Wait. You aren't, are you? It's a pleasure to have the chance to meet one of my own descendants. And allow me to extend a hand of welcome to all of you, visitors to my garden. My name is Celeste. Celeste D. Osles. End of chapter 5. That's right. The hermit is in fact Celeste D. Osles, the author of the data crystals. The head of the plan to seal away the Ariel from Liberl Arc. You've reached the Emerald City Church. How may I help you? Oh, is that you, Kevin? I didn't think you'd be there already, so I was just going to leave a message with the priest. Oh, hey Rufina. Yeah, I got here late this morning. How about you? When do you think you'll be getting here? I'm going to be a little late, I'm afraid. There's been an accident or something, so the train's been delayed. I probably won't be getting there until this evening now. Gotcha. I'll wait here till you arrive. I think Ries and the kids would get all bent out of shape if I showed up without you. Oh, please. I'm sure you're just exaggerating. Although speaking of Ries, I hope you've been thinking about how you're going to cheer her up. I've got it all planned out. I've been stocking up on souvenirs from every mission I've been going on. Should be enough to snap her out of her funk. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. Girls her age are more complex than you think. Yeah? I guess she's not really a kid anymore now that she's 13, but still. Actually, that's about how old you were when we first met, right? Now that you mention it, it was. How time flies. Sorry, it looks like the train's about ready to leave. I'm going to have to go. I'll see you later then, alright? If you get bored of waiting, you're welcome to go on home ahead of me, of course. Got it. See you later. Man, how time flies is right. Have I really not been home in 2 years? And I guess that makes 9 since I met Rufina. I hope Ries isn't too grumpy when we finally get there. Kevin! What is it, Father? Has something bad happened? Well, I've just received word that someone spotted a group of men dressed in all black at the edge of town. What's worse is, they were supposedly heading for the mountain path. You don't think... If they were, Astor House must be their target, I fear. Do you have any idea what could be going on? I wish I did. I doubt it's anything to do with Gralsritter, at least. I think I should go and check it out just in case. Please do. Oh, do you know when Rufina is going to be arriving, by the way? This evening, by the sound of it. She said her train's been delayed. When she arrives, can you let her know what happened? Damn it, Jaegers. Seems like there's anywhere between 5 and 10 of them. But what could they want with the gospel facility to begin with? The longer they're allowed to be in there, the more danger the kids are in. I'm gonna have to try and handle this alone. It's time to put my combat skills to good use. Chapter 6, The Guardian's Trials. And side note, when he said gospel facility, he means like literally facility of the church, not gospel as an orbment. Celeste? Wasn't that the name we saw in those data crystals? That's right. According to those, she was the de facto leader of the group of ancients who sealed away the Ariel. She was also the founder of Liberl's current royal family. I'm glad to see the information I left behind ended up proving useful to someone. It really did. So then you're really the founder of Liberl's royal family? Not technically. I'm not the real Celestial Slace. Think of me as something of a shadow, or a partial copy her personality created in order to influence Phantasma from within. How can you only be a partial copy? The truth behind you is apparently more complicated than we thought. You don't appear to be a spirit of some kind, though. I see that now. That is correct. Before I try to explain just what I am, I should probably tell you more about what the world we are in is first. You can do that? This should be interesting. Look at that low-res JPEG of the plains of Phantasma. As you are aware, the land in which you stand is called Phantasma. This is a world belonging to a higher plane of existence, created several thousands of years ago by the Ariel. Its purpose was to act as a subsystem for the Ariel in order to incorporate and process the will of Liberarch's populace. One might call it a self-organized world designed to realize countless possible others as necessary. Pardon? You've lost me. Yeah, is there a simpler way to explain this? I love that exchange. That sums up some of the ancient Sumerian tech in a nutshell. Well, while not technically correct, perhaps you could think of it this way. Phantasma is like a fictitious realm created by the Ariel in order to fulfill humanity's every wish and desire. That's better. What exactly qualifies Phantasma as fictitious? I can't help but think of it far too real to be a land of pure fantasy. When I say a fictitious world, I don't mean to suggest that Phantasma is a complete lie. It's more like a shadow graph or kaleidoscope. It has its own laws and can change to reflect countless different possibilities. Does this make the concept any easier for you to understand? Somewhat, yes. And suddenly the name Phantasma seems that much more appropriate. As I stated previously, it was a subsystem of the Ariel rather than being the Ariel itself, and it helped to grant people's desires. They were separate entities, but effectively like two sides of the same coin. The relationship caught our eye as we were devising the sealing mechanism. You mean the mechanism used to seal away the Ariel? That was also in those data crystals left behind. Exactly. At first we thought our plan would be impossible to execute. After all, the Ariel had absolute control over space itself, and was able to influence mankind's every action. Even after coming upon the idea of temporarily freezing it and imprisoning it with a gravity barrier, we had no way to implement our plans. Without that, they were simply ideas with no real meaning. We were effectively at a total loss. You had discovered your foe's weakness, but had no way to take advantage of it. That must have been quite the frustrating predicament. Indeed. And yet our perseverance rewarded us with the development of something that could take advantage of that weakness, the Recluse Cube. Is that what this is known as, then? Yes, that is the only object in existence able to interact with Phantasma without relying on the Ariel as its intermediary. Celeste used that to create a partial copy of her personality, that is me, inside Phantasma. And once inside, I began working to sabotage Phantasma's functionality by using this garden as my base of operations. As a result of my efforts, the Ariel's processing ability was hindered just long enough for the plan to be executed. He who catches his foe off guard wins the battle. The same principle applies to martial arts, too. It sounds like you really put a lot of thought into planning everything. Maybe, but I can't deny that luck played a part in the end. Once the aerial was sealed away, my work was done, and I fell into a deep sleep here. My reason being that if the aerial were ever unsealed, I might be able to provide assistance to the people of that time. I'm pleased you've been able to handle it just fine without my help, however. Luck's played a huge part for us too, though. We're not even sure where the aerial is now. As far as we're aware, it disappeared during all that happened at the Liberl Arc. I thought as much. I was able to confirm the aerial's disappearance from here within Phantasma too. When I did so, I thought my purpose for existing was finally over, and that all that was left for me in this land was to embrace a slow and peaceful destruction. But that was not to be. Soon the Lord of Phantasma appeared. So that's when it happened. Quite a recent development, I see. The Lord of Phantasma appeared out of nowhere, stealing all of my power before I was even aware what happened. After doing so, they began to remake Phantasma in accordance to their own designs. Both this world's current structure and the planes that make it up were all the Lord of Phantasma's creations. Looks like your theory was correct, Rin. Still, that makes it sound like... Yeah, so you don't know who that masked bastard is either then? I'm afraid not. Their every action thus far has been a mystery. Ordinarily, they should not have been able to gain access to this world in the first place. And I'm afraid I have no idea what they're trying to achieve by bringing all of you in here and testing you. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, that's the part we want to know most of all. I only wish I could be of more help. The only thing I can say about them is that I suspect the Lord of Phantasma is currently in the 7th plane. There's a 7th? Well, what makes you think that? That was the first plane they created after appearing in this world. Just what kind of place that plane is, I don't know. But I can sense dark, inhuman thoughts from there, and they're spreading out across the whole of Phantasma. That doesn't sound good. Then we'll be seeing them after the next one, won't we? Yeah, we just finished the 5th when we came back here. Presuming they're waiting for us on the 7th, the time to fight them head on may not be that far off. I was getting tired of waiting. As was I. It seems the end may finally be in sight. Now, if only we had some sort of inkling as to what the Lord of Phantasma is trying to achieve. Actually, I just might. Kevin? You're up! It's good to see you again, Father. You too. I wasn't expecting you of all people to get an invitation here. Or you, for that matter, little lady. I'm sure you weren't. I've got something I want to ask you. But I suppose that can wait until later. For sure. Are you sure you're feeling alright? Right as rain. I'm feeling just great. All that sleep must have done me a lot of good. And I see you guys made a whole lot of progress while I was out cold too. Yeah. Hey, I'm Kevin Graham. Or maybe I don't need to introduce myself since you seem to know a thing or two about everyone who's come in here so far. True, I was able to tell what was happening at the Liberl Arc from the garden. And out of all of the people here, you are the closest to the truth of what is happening here. Am I wrong? What? No, I don't think you are. I can't pretend to be much of an expert on what Phantasma itself is, but I've got a pretty good idea as to who's responsible for all of this. I can only think of one person twisted enough to put us through all we've been through. Wait, is it someone you know? You could say that, yeah. The short version is, they're a real piece of work. A cunning, arrogant, cold-hearted son of a bitch who doesn't even see people as people. That about sums up who we're dealing with. Sounds like a real awful guy. And who, may I ask, is it that you're talking about? Well, about that. Would you be willing to wait just a little bit longer for the answer to that one? I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I'm still missing one last thing that'll let me be completely certain. And I think we'll find out just what that is in the 6th plane. And here I thought we were finally going to get an answer. Is there a reason you can't share your theory as is? Yeah, I realize I'm asking a lot after we've come so far. But I promise that as soon as I know for sure, I'll talk. I swear on the goddess' name and on the church's emblem. Well, I don't see any reason to say no. Likewise, he's clearly got his reasons. It's not often you ask us for favors, so I can let it slide. No problem here. If he says wait, I'll wait. I feel as though we can trust your judgment, Kevin, so I have no objections either. Me neither. I don't really care as long as I get to have my fun. I believe we're all in agreement then. Yep, consider this one settled. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Anyway, now that I'm up, I'm also down to lead again. And I'd appreciate if you backed me up. No problem. It seems like you're all ready to move on. While you're advancing through the 6th plane, I'll do all that I can on my end to find out more about the 7th. Of course, if you need my support, I'll be happy to provide it through the cube and the monuments as I always have. Now that you mention it, we haven't really thanked you for all the help you've given us since we got here, have we? Thanks, Celeste. We couldn't have done this without you. We truly are in your debt. Please, think nothing of it. I am but a shadow, placed here with a duty to fulfill. I believe helping you to be part of that duty. If I may, allow me to help you however I can. Will do. Sorry for worrying you too, Ries. But I'm just fine now. So please, just leave everything to me. I'm begging you. Only if you promise me one thing. What is it? I won't make you promise not to put yourself in danger or to overdo it. But don't do anything that would make Rufina sad. You really know how to hit a guy where it hurts, don't you? So, will you promise? Yeah, I promise. I swear on her name I won't. Form your party. Oh, they don't make Ries mandatory for this bout. That's okay though. I don't really know who we want to take. Let's go with Agate, Joshua, and Josette. Super random. See, now you can talk to Celeste, but we'll do that last. Let's run around the garden and talk to people. It's the start of a new chapter. Look at Zen. What's he doing over there by himself? There's never anyone there. I don't know why I try. I'm just mulling over all Celeste told us about Phantasma earlier. It's strange to think we've suddenly ended up in a world that's part of a higher plane of the universe. Thinking about it, this place is probably perfect for martial arts training. It's like being at the top of a tall mountain, isolated from the world. Look at these two. Oh, Ries. So how are things going between you and the others? Getting along? Yeah, we are. We had the chance to get to know one another better while you were asleep. That's good, I guess. I fully expect you to keep your promise with me, however. If you dare break it, you're going without food for a week. Ouch. I'd rather you spared me that one. Wow, our first conversation with Estelle. Oh, Kevin, are you feeling okay now? We don't want you going and collapsing again after you've only just recovered. Hey, come on, Estelle. I'm indestructible. Pretty swell timing on my part before, huh? I didn't even get to say hi before I fell unconscious now, did I? Indeed. Everyone was shaking their heads with disappointment when you collapsed. You're supposed to be a Dominion, but you wouldn't believe it from that shameful show of weakness. Damn, look at that stare accompanied by it. I'm pretty sure everyone was just panicking, especially you, Ries. I get that drink on. Yay. I think it would be best that we make sure everyone here is on guard for what the Lord of Phantasma may try to do. Perhaps I should be the one to do so. Oh, Joshua? Oh, interesting that... Oh, of course. We did put Joshua in the party. Would he be standing here with her if we didn't put him in the party? I guess we'll find out in a moment. There's something that's kind of bugging me. Oh, right. I think I know what you must be talking about. Yeah. So then, you think one of the trials... Most likely, yes. I'm gonna have to make sure I'm prepared. Oh, I know what they're talking about. The thing that I won't talk about, even though it's super obvious. The thing that I haven't talked about for several videos, because I'm not gonna talk about it. Who is that masked man? Shut up. Don't worry about it. I'll get to it. I'm glad that there's at least that much of a conversation about it in the game. That no one's like, oh my god. Like no one's like, everyone knows when they're like, let's just ignore the elephant in the room. We'll get to it. Oh my god, there's so many fucking people. What? You've got that really rare Landmore limited edition plushie? I don't know what that means. I really want one too. You're so lucky. Annalise. I think she's probably the one least bothered about what's going on here out of all of us. I love that, like, Annalise gets along best with the little girls. So then I decided to give him a name. I raised a cat once before too, you know. The professor called him a steel cougar, if I recall. That's one of those monsters that Jaegers raise. That doesn't sound like the kind of cat I'm thinking of. I got lots of plushies. My room's full of them. I wish I could show you them. She raised one of the fucking Jaeger monsters. Alright, let's talk to other people. What's up, Mueller? I never imagined that would be the origin of the cube we've been reliant on all this time. At least now we understand how we came to be drawn in here to a degree. It seems like the one directly responsible for that happening was the Lord of Phantasma too. I can't wait to make them pay for what they've done. I never would have imagined the very ghost who aided us all this time was an ancestor of the Liberlian royal family. Still, I can hardly imagine a more reassuring revelation. I'd like to think that with her help, we may be able to compete against the Lord of Phantasma after all. What's up, good boy? Hello, Kevin. It sure seems like you've got quite a lot on your mind. I won't force you to tell us everything, but given that we've all been caught up in this, I think it's fair to expect some kind of explanation. You'll get one, I promise. Hope you don't mind waiting a little bit longer. So, Father, how are you feeling now? Fine, thanks. Sorry about worrying you guys so much. Oh, don't be. I wasn't there to see you collapse, so I was simply curious how you were doing. If not even Celeste knows how the Lord of Phantasma managed to get in here, I'm not sure any amount of speculating is going to let us reach the answer. I can appreciate that someone in your line of work will have plenty of things they can't speak of freely, but given that we've all been caught up in this, I think it's fair to expect some kind of explanation eventually. You know, I really suspect that Ollie has his own theory. He's pretty sharp. It's far too soon to be getting optimistic about our odds of success, but with Celeste's help, we may be able to compete against the Lord of Phantasma after all. At least now we know where the Recluse Cube came from. We've got a relatively good idea how we all ended up in here. The one directly responsible for that happening was no doubt the Lord of Phantasma. That's the same. So the name of the artifact, the Recluse Cube, it's an interesting name. For one, I'm assuming it's like the accurate translation of the name. But, like, I don't know if this is canon, but in the original soundtrack to the game, there's a song titled after it, but it's not, at least in the version I have of the soundtrack, it's not called, like, the Recluse Cube. It's called the Stone of Recluse. It's the song that plays at the very, very beginning of the game. The very first thing that appears when you boot it up. The thing that reads the church scripture from the book of Ezra. So the thing that I read at the very start of part 0, that's the name of that song. And that song also plays like the first time Kevin and Ries show up here too. I understand the gist of what Celeste is saying, but that doesn't explain why there are all these books here. Especially so many of them. Something's not clicking with me. Oh, look at this weird one. Weird one? What's it called? From Fat to Fit by Gilbert Stein. I've never read this line before. 'Cause, 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 'cause These bookcases really are weird. Did he really write that? Is that canon? Oh, I'm gonna look that up later and make sure that that line is for real in Japanese. All of the Dull Night is on the bookshelf. So there you go, you can read the Dull Night now. It's almost startling how many books are here. They don't seem to be arranged in any specific order though. I want to think that there's more to this bookcase than meets the eye. So yep, all of it. Alright, let's change up the party. Well, let's go with, whoops, wrong thing. Let's get Shara and Chloe since they're right in front of us, and I know where they are. Let's see, we talked to everyone, right? Ries, Estelle, Joshua, yep, we got all of them, I think. We got Agate, right? I think we did. Or did we? Oh, I can't remember now. I'll just leave Agate off and then... I don't remember if we got him or not, or what he said. I don't know why I'm blanking on that so hard. Okay, so Shara... And let me get Annalise, because I know where she is. And she wasn't contributing too much to that conversation between her and the girls. This world really does make no sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure what Celeste is saying is the truth, but it all just seems so weird. Well, whatever. Guess there's no point in me worrying about it. I'll just try and help the princess here. I'm sorry, Josette. I didn't mean to push my work onto you. Oh no, it's no big deal. And it's not like I've got anything better to do right now. Holy crap, let's take Chloe off then. We saw them kind of getting buddy-buddy, right?
Leave it to Red.
Whoops. God, I fucked up.
Oh, okay.
There we go. There you go. They hang out. That's what's going on here. Let me talk to him now. Okay. Yeah, for some reason they get along really well. Very strange. In fact, I think this is alluded to at a point in second chapter where Estelle is telling Chloe about Josette after like I think after Estelle realizes that Joshua's with the Sky Bandits after she gets that photo from Niall and Dorothy. And she kind of asks like what kind of person Josette is. And Chloe's like, oh, she sounds kind of nice. And Estelle's like, no way, fuck that bitch. That's right, I think I had Agate with me, so that's what happened. I'm stupid. Hey, Zen was saying something kind of cool earlier. He says this place is perfect for martial arts training. I might not be into the same combat style as him, but I'm not going to say no to a chance to get stronger. Hey, say, you want to join me for some sparring later, Zen? Haha, sure thing. So, yeah, Joshua does go over there. Cool. I have a feeling we were given Celeste's Sealing Stone to unlock in order to understand the makeup of this world. Which means that they wanted us to know, and maybe use our memories and feelings against us in new ways as a result. Perhaps the trials ahead are the whole reason they started trying to recreate parts of Liberl in here to begin with. If the trials ahead are the whole reason the Lord of Phantasma started trying to recreate parts of Liberl in here to begin with. Alright, I think that's everyone except for Celeste. I believe Celeste counts. So Celeste, what do you got for me? I myself am but a shadow bound by the laws of Phantasma. As such, I'm afraid I'm limited in what I can do. But I'll be sure to do all I can to support you in your efforts. I think that's about it. Alright, cool. Let me check the tree real quick. See if it gets any new ingredients. I doubt it, but you never know. One thing that has changed is very quietly, the main monument started selling or making it possible to synthesize really good quartz. So I did some of that, so some of my sepith, you may notice, has been expended. That was part of my build-up process. Alright, so let's go with Joshua. Let's go with Josette. And Annalise. So we're going all the way to the end of the 5th plane. We didn't find any more doors along the way beyond Star Door 8. The only thing we haven't done is clear out some of those sun door bits. I still have the last part of Estelle's fishing door to do, as well as finish the one against Jack. Don't know if that symbol on the ground means anything, but maybe. Let's make sure I get a clear shot of it for later. This is the warp to the 6th plane, right? Time to hop to it then. Are you sure you're okay now, Kevin? I'm fine, honestly. Never better. Anyway, we can't afford to stand around talking here. We need to get moving. You're right, I suppose. Alright, 6th plane, here we come. You know, they're really talking like, well, we're almost at the end of it. The end is within sight. I pumped the brakes there a little bit. Although this looks familiar. This would be the Grand Cell region. This would be, the, not lake, but like the pond near the Royal Villa. This is Romo Pond, isn't it? So the next place to be recreated is the scenic route near the Liberl royal family's villa, huh? Will probably be more dangerous than scenic this time around, though. We should start exploring as much of it as we can, but stay sharp. But yeah, like, pump the brakes. It's not like the game's almost over. Those several doors we haven't found are going to eat up a lot of time. You know, I thought that this playthrough might be the shortest one. I don't think it's going to be. That's a guess, though. I could be wrong, but I think these doors are going to push us past the first chapter playthrough. The original one and the replay. Check out these new guys. They are bigger versions of the things we've already fought. Screw them. I don't want to fight them. So if I remember correctly, the Herb Scenic route, it is the route that we know, but it is a little bit different. I think it works on like weird Pac-Man properties. What I mean is like at some point it loops in on itself. So you can't actually like walk towards you can't walk towards Grand Cell. You can't walk towards Sanctum Gate. Yeah, that's Sanctum Gate's the one that connects into Zeiss, and Gurren Gate's the one that connects into Rolent. Nothing is written on the Novel Monument. I forgot this thing had a freaking name. Alright, so let's start exploring it. I think our target is the monuments, though, so I think we're supposed to find a specific one. Oh, see, look at this. It spits you out somewhere weird. Like, I don't think the two routes we just touched actually connect in reality. I think we got sent towards, like, the more western part of the Herb Scenic route. I think we did a full loop through it just now. Let's try one of these monuments, though. Yeah, this one's glowing. The face of the monument is glowing, and words are visible upon its surface. The Lord of Phantasma does decree. Here lies the monochrome schoolhouse. Place your hand on this monument, the white wings among your number. So our friends left us a message, huh? And I'm sure the white wings mentioned here must be referring to. I can only assume it must be a reference to my descendant. Sup, Celeste? She can just do this whenever she wants. You're here. There's no need to be alarmed. This is only a shadow of myself that I created to talk to you here. Technically, I'm still in the garden. But now that I finally have some of my strength back, I've gained a few new tricks like this one up my sleeve, so to speak. Well, that's cool. Anyway, I'm right in guessing we'll need to use this monument to proceed. You are indeed. It appears to be a kind of gate connecting this area and another realm created by the Lord of Phantasma. However, in order to activate it, you will need to have a certain member of your team with you. No doubt they work in a similar way to the doors scattered throughout Phantasma. Makes sense. So in this case, we're going to need to have Princess Claudia, right? I'd say so, yes. The other monuments in this area will likely also serve as gates to other areas, requiring different team members. But as it stands, none of the others are active. I presume you'll need to travel through this gate and finish the area beyond it first. Got it. We'll work our way through. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Should you require my aid, I will be in the garden. Simple enough. Okay. Time to head back to the garden then, I guess. Yeah, we gotta explain what's going on to the princess. See, had I been cheating and looking this up like off screen, I would have known who I was going to need for the first monument. But I do remember this process. In some ways it is similar to the door. In other ways it's similar to bringing the appropriate, whoops, went the wrong way. The appropriate party members for the final boss fights aboard Liberl Arc on the Axis Pillar. But that was not mandatory. That was just for extra story bits, you know. You bring Chloe and Ollie to the Blue Bonk fight, Shara to the Lucy fight, Zen to the Walter fight. Does it change your dialogue? That's why I came over here. I'm stupid. Close this menu. There you go. Hi everyone. Celeste kindly explained the situation to me while you were away. You need my help in order to keep going, don't you? Oh, you've been filled in already. Great. Saves us the time explaining. I'm ready to leave as soon as you are. So just say the word when you're ready to go. Got it. We'll head out as soon as we're done preparing then. Does it change anyone else's? No, it appears not. I just remember that happening from my last playthrough, that dialogue can change when that happens. But it seems to not be too important if it does.
Together now.
Unfortunately, yeah. It'd be really nice if those monuments themselves acted as waypoints, but they don't. So you have to go back and find where we just were. Which I think was up, and then up again. Also, did you notice how many frickin' waypoints there are on this plane? Most of those are going to be doors, I bet. I have a feeling there's going to be a shit ton of doors. The Lord of Phantasma does decree, blah blah blah, here lies the monochrome schoolhouse. I believe this location also houses my one missing recipe for the game. I don't know how the heck I missed it. Touch that monument. Yep, we're at Genis, of course. There's a weird mechanic to this. I don't remember how it works. What the? The Royal Academy? But everything's been drained of color. Monochrome schoolhouse. I don't remember how this works. You can restore the color, but you have to defeat certain enemies. It's either like one of the color types, either the red knights or the black knights, but I can't remember how it works. And now we know what monochrome schoolhouse is supposed to mean. Sure, it's creepy to be in a world of black and white like this, though. I feel the same way. Even if it is creepy, however, we still have to explore the grounds from top to bottom, so we may as well get started. There are 5 buildings in all. The main building, the clubhouse, the girls' dorm, the boys' dorm, and the auditorium. There is also the old schoolhouse, which is accessible via the path at the back of the main grounds. Good to know. We're going to need to keep an eye out for those knights prowling around too. Right. Alright. Got it. So because fighting enemies is a requirement for solving like the puzzle of this area, I'm going to need to put on haze. First, let's touch this bad boy. Does it actually act as a waypoint? Like, it's still like screwed up in terms of color, so let me just check. Yeah, it's fine. Cool. Let's start with, this is the boys' dorm, I believe. I mean, technically, we were here not that long ago, but in the past. Alright, you see that there's a knight there and a knight there. I want to say the red knights do the trick. What do we got here? Is that my one missing thing? Could it possibly be? Let's just use it right away. Tomato fondue, where are you? There you go, I think I have all of them now. Yep. I don't know how the hell I missed it. Weird, I just didn't walk into that room for whatever reason. I must have been in a hurry. Or just not paying attention. Alright, so these are color knights. Yes, they do have a proper name. And I think this will restore the color to this building? Or no, that means there's another one, I think. So there might be another color knight in one of these. Or not? Maybe it's the Black Knights. Maybe I'm forgetting how this works. Possibly. Maybe it's defeating the corresponding knight removes the thing that they represent. So by defeating a color knight, you remove color, and defeating a dark knight removes darkness? Possibly? There was another one in this room, right? Yeah. So let's see what happens when we beat this one. Alright, show me that color. They also are not giving a Sepith. Yeah, that does it. Okay. So it was the opposite of what I originally expected. And I think you can bork it and undo what you did by defeating a color knight. I feel like that's what happens. Alright, let's go try the girls' dorm now. I want to say that the rule stays... Oh, we got ourselves a star door. Mirror comes and mirror goes. Sometimes it may be lost. But at times, the loss can be regained many-fold. Offer 50,000 mirror to me. Only then shall the door open. Literally pay to get in. Frickin' microtransactions in my Falcom games. It's okay, though. I believe, if I remember correctly... Because the first time I did this, I like, 50,000 was a lot. I was like, son of a bitch. That's like almost all my money. And then, they end up giving you tons of mirror in this location anyway to make up for it. I think some of these chests just have like bunches of mirror in them. Fish skewers. A spider looks at you angrily for disturbing its living room. See, nothing up here. There's a color knight. Ignore him. Dual strike. She missed, didn't she? Yeah. God damn it, Annalise. Alright, boys' dorm fixed. You might be wondering what's in Star Door 9? Maybe we'll find out at the start of the next video. I'm sure it'll be great. It's, can you tell that I don't remember? But given that it doesn't have a requirement set upon it, I take it to mean that, it's going to be a lore door. I love saying that. Lore door. But I don't remember which one it is. I have some ideas for you, but I'm keeping them close to my chest. Sorry. Nice. Go back here. Oh, there's Dark Knight right here. Dual strike. Joshua building up that CP real fast thanks to, I'll say, is it the true gladiator belt I have on him, perhaps? Up there, where we caught Lecter reading Kitty Talk for Dummies. You bastard. He's gonna get a crit. Oh no, Joshua. That fixed this location? Yep. Alright, auditorium fixed. Let's not go into the main building just yet. And yeah, I think you gotta fix the outside as well, but I'll save that until we have the buildings cleared out. Do-do-do-do, boom. Ba-na-na. Every time this frickin' dual strike pays for itself, he regenerates so quickly.
Alright, what's next?
Anything in here? No, no secrets. That would have been a cool place to hide a chest back there. Oh, there's one right here, though. They are a bit harder to spot. See, there you go, 10,000 Mira. Someone carved a smiley face at the bottom. It was you. Material archives, nothing in here. Boys' locker room. What are you doing in here? This is very nefarious. These dark knights hanging out in the girls' locker room. Take that.
Alright, what's next?
That fixes the clubhouse. We didn't go into the student council room though. We got a chest. Gargan armor. I was filled with something once, but now there's nothing. All because of you. It's not as catchy as the one that was a Silent Hill 2 reference. What was it? There was a chest here, or there was treasure here, but it's gone now. I'm pretty sure that was Silent Hill 2 reference. Alright, main building. When we pick up next time, we will explore the main building of Genesis Royal Academy. Actually, we'll probably just go over to the star door we just found and see what that's all about. I'm honestly not sure. Let's find out next time. See you guys then.